Hi, Internet. Let's do a crossword puzzle. This is the Saturday New York Times puzzle from April 25th, 2026. The constructor is Sam Ezersky. Will Schwartz is the editor. I'm John Appleseed, your host here on the channel. And let's see what we've got. Saturday puzzles are difficult, and this is a Sam Ezersky puzzle, a name I recognize because I've struggled with his puzzles in the past, and for Saturday's puzzle, this may be especially difficult. Let's see. One across is showy insect with dark eye spots on its wings. I don't know. And I'm looking at the grid here. I just kind of noticed it's a little bit asymmetrical. We've got this block of 8 black squares over here. So if you folded the puzzle in half vertically, moving the left edge to the right edge, it wouldn't be symmetrical. Interesting. It kind of makes me think of a letter K. I don't know. Let's find out if that has anything to do with anything. So showy insect with dark eye spots on its wings. I don't know what that is. One down. You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. Don't know what that is. 13 across is tired expression. So an expression that is tired because it's been overused would be a cliche. 15 across, optional button while paying via app. Be like donate to a cause or something. 17 across, the rise of Skywalker role. I'm not sure. 21 across, blank Mia. 2014 Latin pop hit. You've got a friend in me. 2 down. This is one of our long vertical answers today. Kids these days. Speakers. Kids these days. What's the matter with kids these days? From Bye Bye Birdie. So I think this is not a reference to Bye Bye Birdie. Probably just like old people or something like that. 3 down. Focus of an employee's first semi-annual check-in, perhaps. The first semi-annual check-in. So this semi-annual is in there for a reason, I guess. Does it have to do with 6 months? 6 could be the beginning. 4 down. When a sports equinox typically occurs in which all 4 major U.S. leagues have games. That is in October when baseball is still going, football is just getting started, and the NBA and NHL start in the U.S. Okay, 5 down. The thing here, this. 6 down, big acronym in purifying filters. That's HEPA. Let's see if we can get the acrosses from that. So is this some kind of moth? 2-letter moth? Would we use a rebus on a Saturday? Maybe. Okay, add a tip. Optional button while paying via app, maybe. So I feel like we need extra letters for whatever moth this is. We need extra letters for add a tip. Ray or Ren for Rise of Skywalker. I think those are 2 3-letter characters that were in that film. You've got a friend in me, kids these days. Yeah, I'm not confident it's a moth. Let's try this corner. 7 across, land bordering the Sea of Azov. That is Ukraine. Isn't that the sea bordering the Crimean Peninsula? Not sure. 14 across, start of an old request for advice. Nope. 16 across, image editor informally. And 18 across, what power tools should be designed for safety. I think that fits, but it doesn't fit. 19 down, be validated for vocalizing one's opinion. Nope. 16 down, conclusion of 3 men's World Cup finals. No. 14 down, often regretted behavior on social media once. 7 down is quit. 8 down, as men in blank strike those that wish them best. A quote from Iago, the character from Othello, I imagine, probably not the parrot from Aladdin. As men in blank strike those that wish them best. In envy, Iago's whole deal was envious of the relationship between Desdemona and Othello. That might be it. 9 down, choler. Choler is ire. It's anger, rage. 10 down, Guy's carryall. A man bag. Yeah. 11 down, make secret in a way. Nope. And 12 down, moving on. Okay, so I kind of like Crimea for land bordering the Sea of Azov. I was wondering if it would be, Ukraine or Russia or something. Then we can change men in rage. Strike those that wish them best. I think that fits as well. So then, start of an old request for advice. Oh, this is probably the way you address a letter to Dear Abby. That would fit if we're rebusing in some letters. Or it could be Dear Ann Landers. Ann Landers and Dear Abby were competing advice columns back in the day, both run by sisters, as it turned out. So that made family reunions interesting, I guess. 16 across, image editor, informally. Is this safe use for what power tool should be designed for? Quit is to cease. Image editor. I don't think it would begin with image because the word image is in the clue. Make secret and enfold, something like that. Moving on. And so curved shape is a bow, as in bow and arrow. 24 across. There you have it. Voila. Aha. Ta-da. Ta-da. I kind of like. Anyway for and moving on. I think that fits with ta-da. There you have it. And code for make secret in a way. Get one over on. Not sure about that. West Side Story song that precedes the Rumble. 24 down. I think that's tonight won't be just any night. Tonight there will be no morning star. So I still don't know what 27 across is. Get one over on. To bogey? To fogey? I'm not sure about that. So 16 across ends in agency. Image editor. Oh, a public relations agency would change your image informally. Okay, PR agency, that works. Yeah, nice misdirection there, Mr. Ezersky. 23 across, suffix akin to S. Ease or something else. Often regretted behavior on social media once. Something to do with drugs? Penalty kicks, I think, are a way to end a soccer game. So yeah, 3 men's World Cup finals might have ended in penalty kicks. That's kind of a guess there. 26 across, source of many an explosive news story. No, 28 across. So that's how it's going to be, I guess. 31 across, air traveler's connection. Cincinnati? No. 32 across, helpful pointer, say. Okay, I'm not getting any of these long answers. I think this is an R for Ren or Ray. You've got a friend in me. "22 down is give designs to. No. Is it worth looking more here? Nope. An explosive news story. 28 down, word on either side of with an accent. Tete-a-tete, head-to-head, or we need 3 letters. I don't know. 29 down, big accomplishment, so to speak. Nope. 26 down, big name in hosiery. Uh, Haynes. Wait till we get our Haynes on you. Maybe. Be validated for vocalizing one's opinion. To feel something. $30 down is kept under wraps. I hid for that with 3 letters. Then cloud up for 27 down. Helpful pointer, say. 33 across, indigenous land, informally. I'm not sure about that. 39 across is dwindle. No, 43 across, gambling site, in brief. 48 across, one of the B vitamins. Niacin popped in my mind for some reason. I don't know that that's right, but it's 6 letters. 52 across, Spider-Man foe with metal tentacles. Informal. Okay, that's Dr. Octopus. Doc Ock, who I remember from the TV show when I was a kid. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. So down low joints for 54 across could be your ankles, which are down low in reference to the rest of your body. 39 down, actress honored with a SAG Lifetime Achievement Award in 2025. Maybe Jane Fonda. Kids these days. Yeah, so like an older generation. Something like that. Gambling site. Off-track betting is what they call those places where you can go and place a bet off the track. Dwindle, this is going to be generation. So dwindle could be to fail. Dwindling light, failing light. Or maybe this is feedback. Okay, that would give us fade for 39 across. Dwindle is fade. This is going to be some kind of feedback. For the focus of an employee's first semi-annual check-in. I want 6-month feedback. Doesn't quite fit. Indigenous land. Is that a reservation where indigenous people might be forced to live? That fits with generation. Fill in some of these if I can start in the right place. Generation. Helpful pointer. And in dig. Thinking of those ads that tell you to call the utility company before you start digging in your yard. Don't know that. 25 across. Mobster's weapon. Oh, I haven't seen this in a while, but gat is a word for a firearm, a gun, used kind of mobster lingo. It used to show up a lot in older New York Times puzzles. That's how it's going to be, I guess. Air Traveler's Connection. And helpful pointer. 22 down is give designs to. Big accomplishment. Nope. What about 44 down? Computer store purchases. Okay, you might purchase mice, I guess, for your computer. 45 down, signs. To sign a document can be to ink it. He signs the document. Heart of downtown is what? 41 down, consumed. Quaintly. Ate up. I ate it up. Heart of downtown. Mid-city. Okay, I would accept that. 50 across. Sore spots for gardeners, perhaps. Probably knees. Knee pads. Give a hoot. To yell, I think, is to give a hoot. Driving necessity. 55 across is gently suggest as an idea. 51 down, big cheese with bread for short. Does that mean like an important person who has a lot of money? A VIP? Then gently suggests. Oh, that wouldn't fit. 36 down, book boo-boos. No. Sometimes books will include a list of errata that are mistakes that are in the published version that weren't caught during the initial editing process. I think that might be right. 37 down, creature of the internet. Nope. And 38 down, columns on a language learner's conjugation chart. Verb conjugation charts typically have number and person. First person, second person, so forth. War of 1812 treaty locale. Okay, I remember this from 8th grade history. The Treaty of Ghent ended the War of 1812. The Battle of New Orleans was fought after the treaty was signed because word did not reach the Americas before that. Apple or orange could be a tree. Maybe this is tense for the columns on the language learner's chart. Oregon Senator Wyden. Is it Ron Wyden? Maybe. Creature of the internet. Let's try tenses for the columns on the language learner's chart. Knee pads. Why is that sore spot? You can see your knees would get sore, but the pads would kind of prevent your knees from getting sore. Driving necessity for 53 across. And gently suggests. You plant an idea. A and T. I'm not quite sure. That corner doesn't look right to me. 40 across, feminist writer blank Mae Brown. I think that is Rita Mae Brown. Um, 14 down is often regretted behavior on social media once. I think it ends in ing. Is it drunk posting? Doesn't quite fit. Drink from a small cup, 34 across. Sake, the rice wine in Japan, is typically consumed in a small cup. Drunk. Social media once. Okay, I like sake. Then 53 across. Driving necessity. Is it driving in golf? Maybe it's golf tee. You need a tee to drive off the range there. Consumed quaintly. $51 down, big cheese with bread. Okay, CFO could be a big cheese, an executive who deals with the money. He's the money guy, the chief financial officer. I'm not getting this 50 across. Sore spots for gardeners, say. Gently suggests an idea. Floats an idea. Creature of the internet. and consumed. Quaintly. You ate of, as Adam and Eve ate of the apple. Okay, kneecaps are the sore spots. Okay, the kneecaps go on the knee pad, so the kneecaps specifically would get sore. And then Neopet, is that some kind of Tamagotchi thing that you can get on a website and you feed it virtually? I think that may be what a Neopet is. Okay, that corner looks done. Often regretted behavior on social media once. Not getting that. Be validated for vocalizing one's opinion. To feel so a suffix that can make a verb a noun could be ence, as in, I'm not thinking of a good example, but defend becomes defense or something. (26 across), source of many an explosive news story. Let's go back up here. So this is the only section where I thought we might have extra letters. First, semi-annual check-in. So semi-annual gives us 6 months, or mid-year is another way to say 6 months. So mid-year feedback would be semi-annual. Okay, so that is some kind of moth. I guess it's just a 2-letter word for a moth. Add tip. We don't need that letter A, the second A in there. So add tip for the optional button while paying via app. Yeah, that works. Older generation for kids these days, or maybe the elder generation. 21 across blank, Mia. And 1 down is you've got a friend in me. Nothing clicks for that. It's not scare. What is something you have a friend in? I care? Eres mía means you are mine in Spanish. That could be the title of a song. Okay, I care. You've got a friend in me. I care. Io moth. Io is a Greek goddess. Maybe there's a moth named after her, I guess. Okay. Dark eye spots on the wings. All right, that corner does look fine. So then 22 down, give designs to. Give designs to. So that's how it's going to be, I guess. We're... Oh. Is this an in-flight something? Take out Haynes. That may be messing me up. Air Travelers Connection. In-flight what? In-flight Wi-Fi is something you would connect to if you're an air traveler. Helpful pointer. A pointer can be a kind of dog, can't it? So a seeing eye dog could be a pointer that is helpful. 28 down is word on either side of vis-a-vis. That works. That's how it's going to be. To stylize is to give designs to create styles for someone. Okay, so it's very... something. That's how it's going to be. 29. A big accomplishment is a win. Well, very well then. So that's how it's going to be. Very well then. All right. Oh, legs. This pantyhose that came in those plastic eggs, right? Okay. And they put like a little apostrophe after the L. To feel heard is to be validated for vocalizing one's opinion. Source of many explosive news stories. Is that the lead? Drunk tweeting. Drunk tweeting is often regretted behavior. It's once because Twitter doesn't use tweets anymore. So I think this is drunk tweeting, and leak is where we might get an explosive news story. That still doesn't finish the puzzle. We've still got this. To befog is to cloud up, and bogey, I guess, can mean to deceive or get one over on, in addition to golf score. Let's try that. One square is a miss. At least one square is a miss. What else did I have that I wasn't sure about? I like befog for cloud up. Penalty kick. Drunk tweeting. Feel heard. Just looking at these long ones to see if I put any typos in them. Older generation. In-flight Wi-Fi. Seeing eye dog. All right, I may have to use a hint. Let's reveal the puzzle. Let's see what we've got wrong. Oh, I abbreviated reservation as R-E-S instead of R-E-Z. Yeah, either one would work, but stylized works for 22 down, and this is maybe my fault for doing, I've been doing a lot of cryptic crosswords, which typically use British spellings. So stylized did not look out of place to me when I put it in for the down answer. All right, so yeah, I don't feel too bad about that. I got res as short for reservation and stylized for give designs too. I just kind of didn't recognize the American versus British spelling there. And res would be my first thought for how do we abbreviate reservation, R-E-S. Okay, well, I like that puzzle. Not too bad. $25.49 for a Saturday puzzle. So I think it wasn't quite half hour, but it was a good deal over 20 minutes, which would be a usual time for me for a Saturday puzzle. So yeah, Sam Ezersky does it to me again. It was very difficult. A lot of these long answers, sometimes once you get a few letters in one of the long answers, you can fill in the rest of the phrase, and that gives you a lot to work with for the crossings. None of these were really easy for me. Mid-year feedback, I didn't get that till close to the end of the puzzle. Same with these, seeing eye dog, in-flight Wi-Fi. And it is kind of striking. The grid looks different. Usually it is, well, I don't know if this is always the case, but my thought was it's almost always symmetrical unless there's some kind of theme thing that makes it not so. So it is symmetrical if you folded it in half from top to bottom. If you linked the top edge to the bottom edge, the black squares would line up with each other. That's right. But if you did the same going from left to right edge, they would not, because you've got these extra 3 black squares here. And I don't see that there's any theme going on with that. So just kind of interesting. Something to be aware of when you're doing a lot of crossword puzzles. All right. So not a bad puzzle. One careless mistake on my part, but otherwise I enjoyed that. What was 49 down? Cathcart's rank in Cat 22. Okay, Colonel Cathcart. I didn't look at this clue. I think I would have gotten that. All right. Thanks for watching. Please come back for more puzzles and games, and I'll see you next time.